Farmers made their voices heard today in Idaho Falls. This line of 60 to 70 tractors is a demonstration showing disapproval of the way Governor Brad Little has handled the water curtailment. That's the situation happening in East Idaho. The protest formed outside the West Bank Convention Center on Lindsay Boulevard this morning. Some tractors carried these signs. They read, "No water, no farms, no food, no economy." One farmer at the protest gave some insight on the purpose of that protest.
Oh, this just barely started last night. With the Mickelsons and some of the other farmers around here, they all grouped together and said we need to show support for what's going on and show a sign of protest of how actually angry and upset East Idaho is at this point in time.
We're concerned with our lost water in eastern Idaho. We need some positive action to be fair, protect everyone's water rights, but the economy, the local families, everybody, we need to keep our water on. Appreciate the governor being here today to talk, but there's some tough questions he needs to answer.
Water curtailment is our top story tonight. It is one of the topics Governor Little spoke about at a luncheon with the Greater Idaho Falls Chamber of Commerce. Last month, Governor Little signed an executive order, the Protecting Idaho Water Sovereignty Act. He says the order is meant to create a temporary solution while facilitating long-term agreement negotiations between water users. The deadline for reaching a new long-term mitigation agreement is October 1st. But in the meantime, is the governor doing enough? Here's how farmers are responding.
No, obviously not.
I think it's going to take more than just a task force.
Absolutely not.
No.
The majority of the people we spoke to said the governor is not doing enough to quell the fears of East Idaho farmers about the curtailment. Under the governor's executive order, farmers from both sides of the state have developed a task force to develop a new agreement under which groundwater users will offset the water that they pump from the Snake River aquifer. But many members of the protest have pointed out that past mitigation agreements are what led to the curtailment earlier this year.
Those task forces are what got us to where we are now. The 15 settlement agreement that was never fair to eastern Idaho. And so it's going to take all of us working every angle we can think of, from legislation to new agreements, to solve this problem.
It's going to take some real outside-the-box thinking to look at what we know now about the aquifer that we didn't know, 50, 60, 80, 100 years ago when these laws were all made.
And here's what Governor Brad Little had to say in response.
We had some people in 2015 that just thumbed their nose at the agreement and didn't do anything. Now we've got them all into water districts to where that could be enforced. So we've done some really good things, but this obviously brought everything to a head. And it was unfortunate because of the angst it caused, and we don't want that to happen again. And that's why I'm giving a hard deadline to the people that are negotiating, to the department, to come up with a plan that's executable.
Now you can watch Governor Little's speech and hear the lawmakers' concerns. You can do that by visiting our website, localnews8.com.